Hello, welcome to the Transcendent. In this video, we'll learn HTML, code, pre, and BR. And how does this function works? Occasionally, it may be necessary for us to display code on a web page. For instance, if we're writing an article about web development or going over some coding syntax details. Here, we possess a few essential CSS elements integrated within a single sentence, ensuring a seamless and visually appealing design. To highlight the code distinctly, we will use the code element. We insert an opening code tag before the CSS snippet and a closing code tag after it. Immediately, the appearance changes. It switches to a monospace font, ensuring clarity, and we can customize its styling as needed. By default, the code element is positioned absolutely, which means that the CSS style information is separated from the sentence structure and can be applied directly to the element. Now, what if we truly intended to document some HTML as well? We aim to alter this term H1 by encasing it in brackets, yet, alas, it transformed the term element into an H1 headline. It effectively performed the function instead of printing H1 on the page. We attempt wrapping this in a code element, but no, that fails to stop the browser from parsing the H1 as an H1. To suitably achieve that, we must type &LT, semicolon. This is a quirky construct termed HTML entity. When we input &LT, semicolon, we invariably obtain a less than sign. If we enter &GT semicolon, we invariably secure a greater than sign. We will go further into delving into the topic of HTML entities in a subsequent video tutorial. A vast multitude of them exists, yet presently these very two prove extremely useful when you strongly desire to accurately document HTML syntax precisely so that it clearly appears on the page instead of being executed. Always escape HTML syntax with the proper entities. Otherwise, your text may unexpectedly morph into a headline spectacle, as if a magician turned plain words into a headline party. Next, let's examine the BR and pre elements. Typically, we can insert all the spaces and new line characters we desire in our code, and the browser completely ignores them. We discussed this briefly in a video on lists, illustrating how indenting your code enhances human readability without influencing the web page content. But what if we wish to impact the content? If our aim is to insert a multitude of spaces between words or lines and have them register, managing whitespace can dramatically affect your page's layout. Use BR for simple line breaks and pre when you need the spacing to appear exactly as typed. For a poem, for instance, we have enclosed it within a less than P element. Although the poem comprises two sentences that, as a whole, seem to form a paragraph, its display on the page appears incorrect. The browser ignores the line breaks present in the poem, so the thoughtful formatting and the deep meaning conveyed by it is lost. We do not wish to convert every line into its own paragraph because these lines are not independent paragraphs. Rather, we want a simple line break at the end of each line that the browser will honor. Always preserve your line breaks when formatting poems. That's precisely the purpose of the BR element. It provides a way to insert a line break. By placing a BR element at the end of each line, the poem now appears correctly. BR is a straightforward, singular tag. It does not require an opening or closing tag. There is nothing contained within it. It simply designates a point for a line break. The BR element is a soft pause. Use sparingly for text to breathe. Don't overuse. Let's explore another poem where spacing is even more irregular and deeply meaningful. Right now, the entire poem appears as a chaotic jumble of words. We could insert a BR element at the end of each line, but that wouldn't preserve the indentations or the flowing white space that gives the poem its essence. We need to embed the spacing within the content itself because it is integral to the poem's meaning. It's not just formatting, it's part of the expression. So, let's achieve this in HTML using the pre element. By enclosing the poem within pre tags, the browser now respects the spacing, line breaks, and overall structure. We can even insert a random character at any position, and it will remain exactly where we placed it. The pre element is like a poet's best friend. It ensures that every space, every pause, and every indentation stays exactly as intended. The pre and code elements are often combined to display a block of code with proper indentation. Here's an example that brings these elements together. We've written some HTML using HTML entities. Indentation has been added to enhance readability, followed by some CSS that is also indented. The entire snippet is enclosed within a code element to signal to the browser that this is code. Additionally, everything is wrapped in a pre-element, ensuring that formatting and spacing remain intact. Key takeaway: think of pre and code as the ultimate formatting duo, like a well-organized desk for your code. These three elements, code, BR, and pre, are essential for maintaining semantic formatting in code and other structured content. You can find all the necessary files and exercises to practice with this video in the attached files.